Hi Joseph, hi Tommy. Elfa storage. Let's start in the children's room. We talked about toy storage on this side and clothes storage on this side. You'll already know that these hanging heights can be easily adjusted down. Same in this middle section here. At the moment I've shown a variety of storage types in this column. It's the 600 wide column, 600mm wide column, that can accommodate gliding components. So I've shown some wire frame baskets here, and then showing what's called a basket shelf. It's basically a shelf with a lip and these transparent dividers which you can put at the ends, and you can also add additional dividers through the span of that shelf. I've shown 3 of those there, and I've shown flat shelves. Now for this you need to tell me what types of storage you're going to prefer, or which mix of different types. These baskets cut, that's a 280mm deep, that's 180mm deep, and there is also an 80mm deep basket. I've shown wire type baskets on the toy side, mesh on the clothes side. It might be that you feel that mesh is better on the toy side. Certainly if this was going to be filled up with Lego or play bricks or something like that, lots of small bits that might drop through the wire, so mesh might be better. The wire, is tougher and harder wearing than the mesh. The other nice thing about these baskets is you can lift them out the frame, so if you wanted to zip round the room picking up Lego building bricks, whatever, you can lift the basket out and just move it to where you're playing or where you're tidying up. So gliding baskets probably a good option for certain types of toys. Flat shelves are always a good standby. You can't go too high. I wouldn't go above chest height with the baskets, the glide out baskets, because you're not going to be able to reach into them. And this shelf with a front lip is it's a good halfway house, but for certainly just flat stuff in boxes, you can't beat a flat wire shelf. Now this is one of the spaces where I did show Cortland a proposal to put shelves in this space or in this space, and without getting into a long and boring conversation with Cortland, I think you could add flat shelves into these spaces, and I'd argue your case when you'd left the property that that was a good thing to do. It was actually part of the original design. So let's go to the clothing side. All I've done is shown some medium height 180mm mesh gliding baskets there. Now let's assume that you're going to move these down to a sensible height for the kids' clothes, so they can hang their own clothes and it's a sensible height. I wouldn't put the deeper 280 deep baskets for children's clothes. I just think that's excessive for very small children's clothes, and I wouldn't put any of the smaller 80mm high baskets. They're really only any good for ladies' very small underwear is all I've ever used the 80 deep baskets for. Right, so I mean you can pick and choose from these storage types, and I think there's an option to put extra storage in here. This gap in the middle, I've left it as hanging at the moment, but you could put flat shelves in there. Those are going to be quite accessible if you didn't think hanging was going to work in here. With this hanging, you're going to have to remember that you're going to have to reach through this gap. This is a sort of designed in fault with the Ascot Road apartments, but these voids were done before they decided to use Elfa, so it is what it is really. Okay, so on to the master bedroom side. All I've done is I've shown and these would be mesh, not wire, although my model does not particularly look like mesh. I've got one large basket. That's good for woolens, you know, bulky stuff that can be folded up, and 3 medium height 180mm high gliding baskets in mesh. I've left hanging on either side. You could just about get some shelves in here, but I honestly think because of these recesses here and here, hanging is the best option here. Again, it's these voids, these wardrobe shapes were designed before Cortland committed to using Elfa, so from an Elfa perspective it's not ideal. Okay, I hope that helps. Give me some guidance on where to go next with these.